The third race of the day is about to begin.
Exciting matchup as well. Both runners with a 43 personal best, so should be pretty close.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a while since we've had one of those. I think me and iCup was the last one that happened. Both players
Both
nailing their...
runners,
I'll let you go ahead.
both runners successfully skip the Congo cutscene with the trick called Congo cutscene skip.
Yeah, Emo's just a little bit ahead of Mumbo, it looks like, in terms of where they're at, but only by like maybe a second at the most.
A big clungus here would set either runner behind.
Yeah. Early game, it's really worrying seeing you fall behind to a Klungo, but... So both players not getting the greatest Klungos. MumboToken starts with a red potion Klungo, so he's going to have a nice safe exit out of Klungo 1, but Emo getting the blue potion, and depending on if he decides to go for a YOLO shot and kind of get a little bit of distance, or if he's going
Takes
to
a hit there.
shoot up front. Hopefully that's his hit that he takes before GGM.
Bit of a sketchy split up there, but Emo made it work.
Just had to double check and make sure I had desktop audio going through OBS. Alright, so...
Being able to hear the other caster would help. Yes.
And the game audio. Alright, so MumboToken's going to be coming out of Klungo 1 slightly ahead of Emo.
Will they do the T-jump? Mumbo not getting it right away. There we go.
Wow.
Basically tied now.
Sync treble clef grabs. Basically sync going up to the top of the hill, but I think, yeah, Emo's going to be going in first because Mumbo had to grab a honeycomb. Got hit one too many times on Klungo 1.
I don't think we've seen anyone get dropped 3 health and forget yet, so let's hope that doesn't happen to anyone in this race.
Yeah. Not during Klungo 1. Bex forgot once in one of her races, I remember. She, in the running shoes section, she took some fall damage on the other side of the notes and dropped to 3 health. And then forgot on the fall. But I think that's the only one of the tournament. It's really easy to remember to grab health when you grab extra ones in Klungo, or when you take extra damage in Klungo, because it's like, oh, I took extra damage, now I have to get health. But if you take damage in GGM, you're so far into it, and you're kind of focused on what you're doing, your movement, this and that, all of a sudden, bam, you hit the bottom of the waterfall and die, and it's, oh yeah.
Both runners holding B at the right time to skip the cutscene. Let's compare Bottle's house movement here. Emo turning his camera, which is not that common.
Yeah, I know I did it by accident in my race that just happened. Sometimes you hold the R button for just a little too long into a cutscene, and then when you cancel text, you forget to let it go.
Lately, I've seen a lot more people just running straight back and not touching the camera at all, which is what I'm doing. Emo coming up on plateau early. First try, easy every time.
Ooh, Mumbo misses it once though. Gets his backup though.
See how quickly everyone can get into GGM.
Emo's got an awfully sharp angle, but whatever works for
Oh,
him.
he
Second
made it
try.
work. I'm surprised. Ooh, Mumbo
Ooh.
gets the 0th try.
Yeah, Mumbo had a really nice GGM early right there. I've never seen
That's,
anyone turn their camera this way when running to the switch from Emo.
it does look like it reduces some lag.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at the wall instead of the rest of GGM.
Hmm.
So it makes sense.
But it changes the angle you're running
Yeah.
up the glitter pile at.
I mean, in like 2 seconds, he immediately turned his camera to what it would have been at anyway, so.
I might start doing that.
Alright, both players having pretty good running shoes sections through Glitter Gulch. MumboToken
Emo's,
looks like he's gonna get a oh, missed.
that was a very close.
Yeah. Oh no! Emo trusted his glide and didn't beak bust. They're basically
Now we're
synced.
basically synced.
I was gonna say Mumbo. I don't know if he could have gotten a 12 with his run. At the very end, he got. It would have been maybe a very high 11, but still made it work on the end.
It's really hard to say whether you'll get a 12 if you don't get a very sharp angle towards that note nest climbing up the pile.
Yeah. From the look at how they surfaced, I think Mumbo had slightly more optimal swim than Emo. But I mean, they're basically synced, dying. What more can I say? We got a really close race on our hands so far. I've had to switch
Mumbo
audio so many
forgetting-
times.
Mumbo forgetting the split on every loading zone. He must be very ashamed of himself.
Yeah. 3 missplits and then 2 missplits.
That's a good emote, Raider Homie.
It's a good emote. Alright, both players off to go set up their DCW cutscenes, freeing the saucer from the box.
Emo gets a nice fast damage, and so does Mumbo.
Mumbo having his camera zoomed in a little bit. I wonder if that helps. I always wondered if there was like a really good way to jump on the wick. It like no matter how much you like jump on the end of the rope here, like the detonator always seems to have to like adjust itself just a little bit.
That's been my experience too.
Good movement from Emo in the fuel storage.
Both runners basically keeping pace. But detonation levitation can change all of that.
Yeah, there's a lot, when the runners are this close, there's a lot more to keep in track of rather than, oh, this runner did it first try or not.
Yeah, you can compare little differences in movement. Ooh, Emo explodes.
I mean, of course, in the end, if a runner doesn't get it once, that's obviously a big time loss.
Alright.
But lag, how much time they spend in the water, how much time they have to rub up against the wall before they actually get the jump.
And
All
when
the
they
little
jump in the
things.
water.
Yeah.
About to be approaching our first silo of the game. Let's see if a single jam jar is nice today.
Who would win, a bear and a bird on a great adventure, or one bonky boy? was an interesting audio fanfare.
Alright, both runners are safe. Until the next silo.
Yeah. Playing the Jam Jars lottery at this point in the race is basically giving up your lead. Getting a bad. Ooh, Mumbo missing, or Emo missing the note as well.
That'll cost him a second or two. Mumbo's starting to pull ahead just on cleaner movement.
Ooh, Emo missing the boulder as well. All the little things are starting to add up slowly.
Yeah, they really are.
Another beak bust, just short of the boulder.
Mumbo heading down the power hut.
Both players having really good generator caverns. Neither of them doing the instant backflip, but when you're doing the turnaround backflip, it's a lot more consistent, I feel. The setup is just so much easier.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going for that unless you're really confident. Emo opting to just jump onto the platforms.
Yeah, Emo always jumps on the boards. He doesn't channel them off.
A shame.
Alright, MumboToken at his next Jam Jar silo, and he makes it out free.
15-second split right now. Mumbo
Ooh.
didn't trust that. Emo's gonna catch up a little bit if he gets the switch quickly.
Yeah, I didn't trust that either, to be honest. Yeah, Emo had a really good switch shot. Yeah, I thought Mumbo's egg was gonna be a little bit to the left, to be honest. But
I would have taken that. I would have trusted it.
yeah, like I was saying in the race earlier between Polly and Flights, like the egg's hitbox is like really weird sometimes, and the switch like it sticks out a lot further than you think.
It's deceptive because you have such a weird angle that you're shooting at it.
Yeah. The egg just burns a little bit brighter and manages to snag the side of it.
Any predictions for puzzles?
294s. Easy.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm gonna say
I think a 92 is pretty
92.
safe for both.
92 and 91.
Alright, let's see what we got from MumboToken here. Okay, so MumboToken looks like he's got the 92.
Having a little bit of trouble.
Oh,
Should be
maybe
a
not.
91. Oh, it's
Oh,
not.
it got a 90. Messed up on that last piece.
Emo with a pretty nice spread. Gonna get a 91. Oh, no, he's gonna get a 92.
Both players with the 90s.
Both players on pace for a low 91 and then mess up the last piece to get a 90.
Well, at least they have the same pace on their puzzles.
Yeah, Mumbo and Emo just tying for a lot of this. The difference is basically the small mistakes.
Yeah. I think Mumbo having grinded out the game a little bit is like really good on those, especially running against loading zone splits too. Just like make
Yeah,
But
it gives you a better idea of where you're losing time.
yeah, but at the same time, I don't know how much he's played recently due to other games.
He has not been playing much Path of Exile lately. But as I understand it, Emo's pretty rusty as well, so
Yeah.
a bit of parity there. Mumbo entering MT. And forgets to split once again.
Yeah, they're now 10 seconds apart on splits, maybe 9.5.
Mumbo going for the faster Jade Snake strat that
Ooh,
saves
he's
about
gonna
2
bonk here.
seconds.
Oh, he didn't. I am very shocked. That
Mumbo
was
making it work.
really, really fast.
Emo doing it in third person,
Ooh.
and he bonks. He's gonna go for the backup.
There.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was close. Alright, he's in there.
Third try.
When you haven't practiced this trick in a while and you mess it up, you kind of figure out what you need to be doing.
Yeah. Especially when you do it in third person, the trick is all about kind of look and feel rather than actually knowing whether or not you're gonna get it.
Yeah. I just look for the black of the loading zone, so I don't know what I would do in third person.
Yeah, there's a setup to be like of when to start holding your stick up, and then you just follow the setup, and it works. But you just gotta feel it out. Mumbo with a really late jiggy grab as well on the snake. I thought he wasn't
Almost
gonna
stopped
make it.
short there. Both runners getting Moggies right outside the corner, forcing them to go wide. Mumbo with a really solid flight section.
Ooh,
Emo,
with the
no.
snake. Jumped a little bit too late out of his Talon Trot.
He's gotta be hating himself right now. Alright, he grabs it. It's gonna take a pretty big mistake from Mumbo for Emo to catch up here.
Well, we're almost at pillars.
Yep,
You
the
never
great
know.
equalizer.
Never know what's gonna happen at pillars. But I mean, like, it'll take 5 or 6 pillar misses in order for Emo to catch up, though. Mumbo's stopping his Beacom a little bit shorter than he wanted to, I think, but he has exactly 5 feathers, so didn't want to lose out on that.
Winds up in an awkward spot with the flies, but he made it work.
Yeah, having to look around for the last fly because you don't know whether or not it's above you is kind of terrible.
I have lost many good splits to that. I think everyone has their own little spot that they like to land at. Because if you land really far back, then you run the risk of the flies being so far apart that even if you aim correctly, they don't hit.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what kind of code MumboToken gets in his prison code. First try. Emo's 100% gonna have to pick up feathers somewhere as he has 1.
Oh yeah.
But that's just what happens when you fail a Jade Snake early.
Yeah, this route is really tight on feathers. You can't afford to use more than a couple extra before you have to get a nest. Emo taking some weird fall damage there, getting stuck on the bridge.
Yeah. Getting stuck on the bridge just basically guarantees you take fall damage when you jump off. It's like 2 falls for the price of 1. It also resets your height on top of the bridge.
Emo getting third try code. Not what he needed when he's trying to catch up.
Alright, unfortunately, MumboToken not putting the brakes on when it comes to pillars. Very clean, very fast pillars.
All Mumbo really needs to do here is hold on to his lead. Even if he gets the worst possible luck from here on out, I don't think that would make up the difference.
Well, the worst possible luck leads to him dying in JRL. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, but aside from, you know, the obvious.
I mean literal RNG.
Yeah.
Bonks, Congo.
Yeah. The lead is definitely too far in Mumbo's favor for little things to matter so much anymore.
I guess you could consider soft locking in Hag 1 RNG.
Yeah, it's such a low chance of that happening. Like, if that happened in a run, I would feel so bad. I honestly don't know what I would say if it happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. 'Cause now that I've said it, it might happen.
I mean, if there's one runner it's going to happen to in the tournament, after all that's happened, it's going to be MumboToken. But, I mean, obviously you don't want a soft lock to happen on anywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to see that to happen to anyone.
Yeah. It's one of those things you wouldn't wish on your enemy.
Unless you were racing them.
I mean, puzzle soft locks are a thing too, but I haven't seen a puzzle soft lock in a little while.
Mumbo with an 85 GGM puzzle. Emo about to leave MT here. Not much to say. Sizable lead and most of the hard stuff in the run is over with. Just got some puzzles. Pine Grove, Witchy World, Plateau, JRL.
All the stuff that you just kind of run through.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, obviously there's a bunch of little things, like, you know, the notes splitting up in Plateau, getting the notes on the sign, not getting meme signed outside JRL. But I mean, it's like you were saying earlier, like, there's always a lot to talk about during a banjo race until one of the runners is really ahead, and then it's just kind of, I wonder what's
Emo
gonna
gonna
happen.
save 2 seconds. Oh, Mumbo having some problems with this puzzle. It's gonna get an 80.
You know the puzzle is good when you hear that
Symphony of bad puzzle movement.
Yeah. And I mean, every time you hear the sound, you just want to put the piece in a little harder somewhere else, and then it doesn't fit there either, and it just becomes terrible.
Whenever I have a really bad puzzle, I think to myself, The Price is Right, Failhorn should be playing. Mumbo taking the downtime from his puzzles to discuss constructively with members of chat. Emo getting an 81 for his Witchy World puzzle. Mumbo getting an interesting spread for his JRL puzzle. This could be good.
Pretty hot spread until you see that all the right pieces are on the left and all the left pieces are on the right.
Yeah, as I said that, that ran through my mind. Can still get a high 80 here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 82, very, very solid. Good execution.
Low 82 is pretty good for how the puzzle started out. Like, I thought that
Yeah.
was definitely going to be at least a 79 or an 80 puzzle.
The world record for the JRL puzzle was set by PG with an 85 just a few days ago.
Yeah, that was crazy. I've never seen 85 before. It's just crazy.
I've seen one puzzle that could have been an 85, but I made mistakes and got an 83, which is still my best puzzle time.
I've seen lots of puzzles that could have been 85, but I've made mistakes and got an 80. Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Getting
seen a puzzle that I like confidently thought I could get an 85 on.
getting a pretty similar puzzle spread, most of the pieces going to the opposite side, adding insult to injury. It's gonna get a 79. Still decent.
Now Mumbo moves on to the most action-packed part of the run. Will he get hit by the slot machine or not? Is the question.
Has anyone gotten sniped heading to the second note nest yet?
Yeah.
Or the third nest?
I think one person has. They were like dodging it, but then they jumped into the coin.
Oh, Mumbo
Ooh,
almost
that
sniping himself there.
was really close. See a coin. A piece is going into outer space. Alright, Emo back into his file. He's gonna be going to Witchy World now.
Mumbo's gonna stop and say hi to Jam Jars.
Will it be an extended visit?
Not today. However, keeping in the trend of runners that are behind getting the bonk, we'll have to wait and see for Emo.
I mean, we still got another 5 bonks coming out of these runners, so... Well, bonk potentials. I really like the way MumboToken sets up his grenade shot to the switch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy that. I still kind of flounder around when I do that part. Emo having a similarly successful run through Witchy World so far, not much to say. Collecting the notes, heading up to Jam Jars.
Yeah. I mean, like, all about speeding up Witchy World is just what direction is your camera in, and, like, how fast are you jumping straight from note to maximize or minimize your time loss in, you know, running in a straight line. Not running in a straight line, I mean.
Yeah, in segments like this where there's less intensive movement, the small differences really matter a lot more to separate top runners from other runners. Ooh, Emo's
Hit the
grenade
edge.
exploding. Fast backup though.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was gonna make it over. Sometimes, like, the grenade looks like it's gonna hit the rim, but then it just kind of, like, clips through it. The hitbox just manages to avoid detonation.
I think the hitbox just doesn't fully encompass the grenade egg, so it
Yeah.
can look like a little bit of it is clipping through. Mumbo's actually not that far behind his PB here. And while I doubt he can PB, he could still get a high 43.
Yeah, his best possible time is still showing a 43.36.
That's with loading zone splits, so.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point in the game, like, there's not a whole lot left. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously there's Klungo, and that could affect. I don't know what his gold split is on his Klungo 2.
What potion did he start with? Red?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mumbo's looking for green here. I'm sure he'd be very happy to finish a 43 today.
Wait, something's weird. Because his PB is a 43:42. He's plus 22 seconds, and his best possible time is a 43:39.
Yeah, that's why I said loading zone splits. It might just be that, he has some really optimal golds. Mumbo approaching the octopus.
MumboToken always swims like so far out when he does his initial turn towards the octopus head, and it always makes my skin crawl.
Every part of that movement there had me sweating.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
every single time.
One of the runners' cart's making a little beep.
Yeah,
And we approach the
MumboToken
eels.
MumboToken has to have like a 25-second gold split, or a 25-second time save somewhere in his splits for his splits to be correct. Oh, he's losing a lot of time here. So...
I think he forgot the split here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he just skipped
that's
his
why.
split.
Okay.
It does look like he's going to be losing some time though.
Yeah.
Damage should be about 5 seconds. Oh no, he splits here. He's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, if he plays even with his PB, he can tie his PB, even though he's plus 20 seconds.
And he did say that he is looking to PB in all of his attempts. So we might see him go for some riskier strats in Hag 1. Or in Congo for that matter. If he gets a blue potion.
Anyway, while trying to figure out what's going on with MumboToken splits, Emo makes it up to the eels. Just
Avoids
fine.
getting stopped on the way. Jam jars will not bonk. One silo left for each player, I believe. Let's see what potion Mumbo gets. If he doesn't get a green, he has basically no chance of PBing, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the blue.
Yeah, red, blue, not great. Not the worst, but not the greatest. In a race setting, obviously, you don't want blue first, but...
Mumbo walking to the gate to reduce some lag. And has no problem shooting the clone. So it's pretty much just a death in Hag 1 that would change the outcome of this race at this point. I don't think there's anything else.
I mean, detonating his clockwork inside Hag 1 before blowing up the battery would do it.
That's
I
true.
mean, even then, like, maybe not, like... It's only like 30-second time loss, I think.
Yeah, he might be able to, I think he can lose a battery cycle and still come out ahead.
Yeah. Emo with the green potion. Nice blue-green. Yeah, you don't
Mumbo
want to
having
do
a
that
little
on
bit of
green
trouble.
potion, Emo. Yeah, exactly, Alpha. I don't know what's going on.
Emo going down to 1 health.
Yeah. Can't do that on green potion, Emo, unless you like jump. If you jump and then slide into Talon Trot, it baits Klungo to throw the potion high, so you have time to get in there, and then you have to
Oh, I
shoot
did
right
not know
away.
that.
Yeah, because when you jump, Klungo still tries to throw the potion where you're going, and so he'll throw it really high.
Mumbo, I think he entered his file by accident
Yeah.
instead of loading the Hag 1 cutscene. Good guy Mumbo giving his friend Emo a bit of an opportunity to catch up here.
Yeah. So these guys are in a voice call together, so who knows? Who knows what's going on in there?
As long as he doesn't start fighting Hag 1 in the replay menu like I did.
Yeah. Yeah, accidentally going into your file is a 20-second mistake that Mumbo just made, so it's gonna add up a little bit of time.
But I
Emo.
think he could still lose a battery cycle and come out ahead.
Mm,
That would make the race very close very quickly.
yeah, it would. I think it would be really close. I don't know if he's that far ahead. Let's do a timer check here.
Alright, the screen fades out from the gas digger at 36:31 for Mumbo, so let's see when it does for Emo.
Man, watching Klungo throw those beakers like reminded me that I have Jello that I can make. And now I'm like really hungry for Jello.
Reward after a hard day of commentating races. So Mumbo's about 35 seconds ahead right now.
Yep. Alpha, who would do that?
Yeah, who would fight Hagwon from the menu? And then not notice until they started firing ice eggs. Mumbo about to head the fuel depot here. It's going to be warping to the final boss through DCW for anyone that's new here.
Alright, Mumbo just jumping into Fuel Depot. He's ready to start his Hag 1 fight. Emo just warping to Plateau. Everyone's gonna be on their edge of their seats watching MumboToken. Just like any little mistake that he makes that Emo doesn't is just time at this point. Two runners in Hag 1 together that are fairly close together, like one phase apart. It's always really exciting to watch and see what's gonna happen.
Mumbo is exactly tied with my PB entering Fuel Depot, so I'm probably about to get shown up.
What kind of segment time does your PB have, TM?
Let me check. Yeah, I wound up getting a 6:37, which I doubt. I doubt he'll come anywhere near that bad. That is not a good Hag 1 time.
Well, he's starting off the fight on a good note, being turned around already, so
Yep.
shooting a grenade egg.
Psychological warfare, using Hag 1.
Not a good start from MumboToken on Hag 1. That was a long first cycle.
Yep, both runners separated by a battery cycle.
No.
Emo with a nice quick grenade shot.
Mumbo with the quick grenade shot too, though. He's
Mumbo's feeling the pressure. Emo's gonna start this phase really close to Hag 1.
yeah. I think Emo did that in his last round too. I remember hearing Cole comment about that during our race.
It always scares me.
Yeah. But I mean, when Emo's setting up his eggs and doing his original like weave away from Hag 1, he always backs up a little bit. I guess if you do the same thing like every single time, you just kind of get used to the movement.
Yeah, if it works for him, it works for him. I don't think he actually lost a cycle in that phase.
Nope. Yeah. Both runners having really good Hag 1 fights. MumboToken, since his first phase, has been doing everything just really well.
Had to shake off the rust.
Yeah. Emo's been shooting a few extra grenades at Grunny, but
Mumbo has put a lot of work into optimizing Hag 1 specifically, so it's not surprising to see him go for everything.
yeah. Including that 11th clockwork egg.
Definitely needed that one.
Right, Emo's drill is just revving up as as Mumbo starts his fight phase.
I wish I
Fight
was
part of the
ahead.
phase.
All of my races so far have been blowouts one way or the other.
Yeah, it looks like aside from the time that he lost on the first phase, he's going pretty even with his PB in terms of Hag 1.
Generating some extra lag, getting hit by the lasers, but he'll be alright.
Yeah. At this point, he's far enough ahead that all he has to do is play safe, but knowing Mumbo, he wants to go for everything. Go for those potential gold splits.
Mumbo absolutely not the type of person to shy away from risky strats in the clutch.
Yeah. The process of bettering yourself is more important than the race. Ooh, Emo taking a little bit of damage.
He's got a really risky angle here.
Yeah. Ooh, I thought he was gonna back into the laser just there.
Mumbo on the final part of Hag 1. Gas digger out of power.
Ooh. Mumbo holding the R button for just a little bit too long. Not able to move out of the way of that first bolt, but he's still got lots of health. Emo starting his fight to the death phase now as well.
Looks like Mumbo's gonna take this lead all the way to the bank.
Yep.
And there we go.
Mumbo finishing with a 44-33 Hag 1. Emo gonna be behind him about another 15-20 seconds or so.
Emo likely to finish with a still very respectable 45.
Yeah. It's like probably like a 45:05. Yep. 45:05. So congratulations to both runners finishing fairly close to each other. They started the fight about 35 seconds apart from each other, and they finished 32 seconds apart from each other. So pretty good hag ones from both all around.